Hello and welcome to the PowerBuilder InfoMaker License Administration video, a quick tutorial for common scenarios. So let's have a look at how do we become a license administrator. That's actually pretty easy because basically the first thing is you become an order administrator. That means you've placed an order for the InfoMaker or PowerBuilder product. When the order has been fulfilled, your email address has been tied to that particular order. So once you have an order administrator, the order administrator is automatically the license administrator. However, you can also become a license administrator by the order administrator assigning you license administration capabilities. There's also a third aspect, which is an enterprise account designation. You can then assign multiple license administrators. The default is 2, which is the order administrator and their delegate. So first of all, let's have a look at how you become a license administrator and how to get onto the system. First thing we need to do is log in to the Appeon website. So coming to the Appeon website, you'll notice here that there's actually a login person icon on the top right hand side. If we click on that, you'll be able to enter your email address and your password and then select login. Once you're logged in, you'll notice that the person icon on the top right hand side has changed to a blue background. That means you're active. Then we just move the mouse over top and select User Center. From the User Center, we can have a look at orders and subscriptions. And you can see here now for order history, you'll be able to see your actual order. And on the right-hand side, you can see it's been fulfilled, which means that you now have access to those particular licenses for those products. So how do we get a global view of all the licenses? Well, returning to the web browser, let's have a look at our valid subscriptions. You can see here in this particular order, we've ordered one PowerBuilder Universal, InfoMaker Standard, and PowerServer Mobile. Notice that you may have more than one quantity of PowerBuilder. You may have different editions, a Standard Edition, Cloud, and Universal. And you may want to allocate the different editions based on what the PowerBuilder developer is going to be doing. InfoMaker only is available in a Standard Edition. So this is how you can actually see the valid editions. One of the things you may want to do at this point is to basically assign another license administrator. So we can go down here to License Management, and then we can look at License Administration. And you notice here that the order administrator, which is the default license administrator, can go to this section here under License Management, select the Add button, and delegate somebody else in your organization to also become the second license administrator. That way, if the order administrator is away or on vacation, the alternate can take effect. If we go to the user profile, we can see here that we have a link to apply for an enterprise account. You notice on the right hand side, the enterprise account program allows you to consolidate and manage all your orders and subscriptions, and consolidate and manage all your enterprise license administrators. And the key there is administrators. You can have 2 or more license administrators when you have an enterprise account. The enterprise account is free. You just have to apply for it by clicking on the Apply button. It's going to take you to a wizard where you're basically going to submit an application. Once the application has been submitted, Appeon personnel will review that and then change the status of your order administrator into an enterprise account administrator. Next thing you need to do, basically allocate a license of a particular product to a given developer or InfoMaker user. You have 2 choices, online or offline. You notice if we go to License Management, PowerBuilder IDE, assign a user. You'll notice here at this point that again we have one edition of PowerBuilder, but we can assign either an offline or an online account. Please note that the offline account, you can only have one machine or personal computer active, and the offline license does not support virtual machines. So if you're going to develop on more than one PC or across virtual machines, offline license is not the one for you. However, you do have the online capability. Online is the most versatile license in that it supports the developer logging in and out of many PCs, and virtual machine environments are also supported where the developer again can log in and out. The license type of offline and online is also available in the InfoMaker environment. So make sure that you choose the most flexible option for your environment. In this case, we actually have the ability now to activate a user. So I'm going to type in my particular email address. Notice the address that you're going to type in here, which would be your organization, like newperson@somecompany.com, would be a developer that has already gone to the Appeon website and registered that particular email account. So they must do this first before the license administrator can type it in under user account and select assign. And once that's done, you can see here that the license is now active. So if I go to InfoMaker and I go to assign user, I have the same choice, online or offline, and the user account, instance of InfoMaker or Power Builder assigned to, select the assign button, and you can see it's assigned successfully at that point. Notice that the Appeon licensing system automatically will send an email to the person saying that your license has now been enabled. The product downlink is already there. And then the next thing is a link to the instructions for the developer or the InfoMaker business user to complete the activation from their IDE point of view. But as far as the administrator is concerned, everything's there. The license has been attached, and now the information in this email tells the developer or business user where to actually download the product and install it. So we've now assigned either a business user to InfoMaker or a developer to the online license. Of course, you can also use your internal email system to indicate to the business user or Power Builder developer that they're ready to go. Now, normally, if you have an online license, the InfoMaker user or Power Builder developer can use it across multiple machines. The key is that they have to be able to log out of one particular machine before they can log into the other. Again, that could be a real or a virtual machine. However, in this example, I'm going to say is maybe they were using InfoMaker or Power Builder on their laptop or on their home machine. They've come to work, and then all of a sudden they realize they didn't log out of the previous IDE. Well, the administrator can basically help them along by forcing a session logout. First of all, let's look at the problem from the InfoMaker or Power Builder developer's point of view. They've selected the login button, they've entered their secret decoder password, and they notice here that they get the you are already logged in. And this, of course, is the point where they're logged in their laptop and they've come to work and they want to continue working, but they can't. So they come to you, the license administrator, to correct this situation. So you notice here, if we go back to the user center, as far as the license administrator is concerned, we have the ability here under the InfoMaker or the Power Builder IDE to select Logout User. In my example, I've been trying to log into Power Builder, so let's go to the Power Builder section, Logout User. You can see here that I am logged in at this point. So I'm going to basically force the logout session by hitting the logout icon. Notice that an email would also be sent to the Power Builder or InfoMaker user at that point that the session is now free. So once they get that email, they can hit the login button again, and you can see they can continue on without having to go and find the other machine they were working on and logging off, which may not be convenient. Sometimes you need to basically release a license, and that's very easy to do if you have online licensing. Why would you want to release a license? Well, maybe a developer is actually going to use a different version. I've been using the Universal Edition because I've been building some mobile or web applications. Now I'm going to be attached to another project where I'm going to just build client server. I just want to use the standard edition, and I want to free my Universal Edition for another developer who's going to also work in the mobile web application construction area. Or maybe you're in a situation where an employee is leaving, or you have consultants and they've finished their work term and you need to release the license back to the pool. So again, we're going to return to the user center. We're going to have a look at release user, and you can see here that the license has been activated, and it's still activated until I hit the release button. Once I hit the release button, then you can see here that the IDE will be released. And if I go back to the assign a license to the Power Builder IDE, you can see that that particular instance of Power Builder IDE has been released. It's not assigned to anybody. And now I can assign it to somebody else, like newperson@appeon.com or whatever that particular person's name was. I can reassign it. If I have more editions here, then I could assign my previous email account to maybe a standard edition, and then the new person can be assigned the universal one that I just freed. In the last part of the license administration, I just want to talk about how to reassign an online license. So returning back to the Appeon website, to the user center, going to Power Builder IDE, assign user, again, it's very easy to, once you've unassigned a license, or you have spare licenses, you can assign that to another PowerBuilder or InfoMaker business user. It's easy here just to enter their email address. Note that the new person that you're going to assign the license to must have already gone to the Appeon website and created an account. So they must have a valid login. And then you can type it in here to the user account and select Assign and perform the same functionality that we talked about earlier in this video. So for more information on PowerBuilder, InfoMaker, and licensing, please visit www.appeon.com. Thanks for watching.